Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'll be reacting to Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 9. I actually did enjoy the last episode, which was kind of surprising. I know I did say that I would try to be more positive about Discovery, but that wasn't even part of it. It was just a decent episode. So hopefully they'll keep surprising me as the season comes to a close. But before I get into this episode, don't forget to like this video if you like it, and if you have anything to say about this episode or the previous episodes, please put it in the comments. Also, if you're not currently subscribed, but you like this kind of content, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It really helps me to stay motivated to get these videos out and helps the channel to grow, so thank you. I don't really have a whole lot to say before just getting into this episode, so I will go ahead and do that.
The power source that controls the device, I need it to go home.
Okay. I didn't actually go back to see what his motivations were, but it seems it's the power source that he wants, so.
Is it enough to destroy the DMA?
And then some.
Well, as bad as it would be for the whole first contact situation and potentially getting into bad taste with this Species 10C, I kind of want them to succeed in some ways.
We're not going to lose anyone else to that thing.
I think an argument could be made for punishing Species 10C by destroying the DMA for their crimes against the worlds that they've destroyed and the people that they've killed.
But even if this is true, it doesn't change how many lives have been lost.
That's what I was saying.
I'm sorry. Goodbye.
I mean, if you destroy the DMA, you could potentially convince 10C that they're destroying it in self-defense. I don't know. It's hard to predict what people will do in that sort of situation.
The president remains concerned that if things don't go smoothly, you might be too emotionally compromised to make the hard call.
Not a totally invalid concern.
May I ask who the officer is?
A friendly face, which I hope will make it easier on everyone.
Captain?
Oh, hey. It's been a while.
It's good to see you. You too.
I mean, she was on Discovery when they came to the future, right?
I'll give you 2 minutes.
At least you can have someone that's somewhat close to you.
Were you able to find your family line and connect with them?
Yeah. Didn't work out.
Wonder what happened there. Figured. I was about to ask, too. I was like, when are we going to get to see more Saru and President of Navarre? I don't remember her name off the top of my head.
I could use such help now.
Of course.
Sure this is not a booty call, Saru? I'm just joking. It can be a little bit of both.
You are having difficulty focusing.
How can you tell over a hologram?
A walk, perhaps, or a shared meal between friends. I would be pleased to join you if you'd like.
She's slick.
I considered that.
You better.
Good luck, Mr. Saru.
God, I'm so nervous. Wonder if they could have children. Like what they would look like. A more human-looking I don't remember what he's called. I keep thinking Kaminar, but that's his planet.
This isn't an easy mission. Not for any of us. But it is critical that we succeed. Commander Owoshikun on screen.
See, this is an inspirational speech for the bridge crew, not for like the whole ship, and it works. It works better here. So far, I don't mind the story that they're telling. I like that they brought Nhan back. Honestly, a character I kind of forgot about. So, nice to bring back the connection from previous seasons. It's a good reminder for me, at least.
Mr. Saru, Commander Nhan in my ready room. Have Dr. Culver join.
I guess she could get some insight from Culber. Not sure how much he could share as a mental health professional.
Respectfully, I'm not sure you should be leading this mission.
I wasn't planning to. Mr. Saru will be taking point. Dr. Culver will be joining with Commander Rhys, and Commander Bryce will pilot.
What about Bryce's work for Dr. Kovich?
We still need to make first contact.
I'll have Zora keep looking for communication frequencies that can pass through the galactic barrier. Then Commander Bryce will have plenty to analyze when he gets back from the mission.
Okay. Good answers.
He's doing what he thinks is right.
But he's not unreasonable. Tarka's the wild card here.
True. I feel like even if you can convince Book to abandon this mission, that Tarka is not going to be so easy. His motivations are a lot stronger, it seems.
He's about to use an isolytic weapon.
Because the Federation isn't acting fast enough. You don't know what it's like to lose everything.
What do you want us to do? Launch an attack?
I'm not saying we should attack, but
Stop.
Well, I do like this bridge crew interaction with one another. I like that Rhys is at least thinking reasonably about Book's motivations. It's good to see the two sides of the coin on that one.
Something's not right.
Disco 2 report. Mr. Saru?
Something is on the shuttle, Captain.
What?
It's our new defense system.
Ah.
Without telling me?
We're buying banned weapons.
Well, I mean, he's very resourceful, that's what I'm trying to say. And thinks ahead, so.
Come on, we gotta do something.
We're stuck. I can't disengage.
Well, we know they're not going to die, but they may lose this shuttle.
Fire an EMP charge through the hull. Might slow down enough for the shuttle to break free. Got it.
Or at least Tarka's helping.
Almost got them.
Oof. Dang. Right in the nick of time.
We just lost track of signal.
That's probably because they found it. Hail him?
I mean,
Book, listen.
Sorry, Michael. I have a job to do.
peace out. Jump away.
We have no idea where the controller is. We don't know what exactly we'll find.
I don't know. I still think you could maybe convince 10C that it's an act of self-defense. But I do understand what Burnham and the Federation's stance is. I do get it.
Captain, Mr. Saru, I need to request that we speak privately.
Okay. What is she gonna say?
Hit a weak spot in the drive and destroy the whole thing.
The whole ship?
With all the interference here, we wouldn't be able to beam them out.
Which is why it's a last resort.
Which is why you need to be impartial to Book.
The Federation needs that spore drive.
We have to at least consider this.
There's too much at stake. If there's any other way.
Well, at least they're aware of this potential way out.
And predict how much longer before the DMA jumps again.
Exactly.
But for what purpose? Are you trying to escalate, or I almost said escalate, but are you trying to push forward the timetable so that they'll leave? I don't understand.
I asked you 5 minutes ago where to load it, and you were too distracted to hear me.
Torpedo tube 6. I'll continue scanning for the controller.
The sensors are picking up an energy spike.
Oh, is he sending a message to Discovery?
Bunker ship dead ahead.
10 degrees, hard to port.
I can.
Maybe not.
Rhys, launch a full spread of sensor blinding bursts at bookship as we pass. Maximum energy yield.
Aye, Captain.
I mean, that's only really a temporary fix.
We will avoid the blast if we dive in low, and that'll blind Book long enough for us to get out of here. Detmer, on my mark. Full power astern. Adjust course 18 Mark 4.
Aye, Captain.
Here comes the blast.
Well, it's a battle of the wits between them at this point.
It's the subspace rift. Great work, Woshikun. Detmer. Set a course. Stamets, where are we with that Boronite timetable?
Is the subspace rift, what does that have to do with the location of the core or whatever? The controller. I don't think they've mentioned that. Maybe it's in there?
That's it, Captain.
The center right there.
The DMA controller.
What are you gonna do about it, huh? It's right here. You could just destroy it.
And we are going to hold as long as we possibly can.
Well, I don't know what to think right now. Like I said in the last video, I wonder if 10C even knows that they're destroying life. Or maybe they know and they just don't care.
And we can find another way.
We already have another way. We need to be ready.
Well, objectively, she's not wrong.
It would destroy Book's ship.
We're not there.
Uh-huh. You would think that destroying his ship would detonate the isolytic bomb or whatever. I mean, if I was Tarka, then I would rig it to be such.
Can you beam it in?
I'll have to load the disruption field. They'd be able to beam us out.
Then go around them. Jump.
It's a battle of jumps. That is so funny.
I'm gonna warn them off. Target their shields.
Shields not to fit.
Well, that's definitely an act of aggression.
Damn it!
Well, not so much a warning shot anymore.
You said it yourself, the stakes are too high. It's time.
What are you gonna do?
She may be right.
Even Saru agrees. No one likes it, but...
Captain, we finished our calculations. Should take 154 hours, about a full week, before the DMA gets all the boronite in this area and jumps again.
Great work.
What is that? I still don't know what that has to do with it. Oh, just like for the sake of... Like, oh, there's no one living here, so we can let them mine for a week while we make first contact. I think that's the logic that they're going for.
But if I'm wrong, if anything happens, I know you'll save my team. Your team.
Okay, well, it seems that they've found a middle ground. At least. And Stamets was just in time.
Given the rate the DMA is mining boronite, we expect it to remain in this uninhabited area of space for another week. No lives will be in danger.
Okay, yeah.
And what I'm about to propose is a plan President Rillick and Admiral Vance both approved.
But Tarka doesn't want to wait. He wants to go home.
And the Federation uses that time to make first contact. And work to convince whoever created this thing to withdraw it.
I have my doubts that Tarka's going to be willing.
Or it's a lie. She would say anything to get you to back off.
I trust Michael.
I don't trust you.
We'll stand down for a week.
I mean, if Tarka can keep his hands to himself.
Cancel Black Alert. Look and Tarka are standing down. Prepare for them in shuttle bay.
I don't know. Tarka's not going to just roll over and let this happen.
Of course, one needs to be clear-headed to make the right move.
Well, I feel like Book is more clear-headed than you are, Tarka.
Michael, Tarka beamed the weapon into the controller. It'll go off any second. You have to move.
Okay, well, destroying Book's ship is not going to do anything now.
The null space bubble will protect the internal power source, not us.
We're waiting until they jump.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for this. It's an exciting progression of the plot. Is that it? Is it done?
You can go back. I can go home.
Well, you think Book's gonna help you get the power source now?
It's not here.
Well, you destroyed it for nothing then. Who's clear-headed now? She doesn't look very happy. I wonder why.
Did you say your goodbyes?
They made me promise I won't be a stranger.
I'm gonna hold you to that too.
I wouldn't hate if she showed back up.
I actually did find my family.
Okay, we're getting some exposition here.
So I figured if I couldn't be fully honest with them,
Like with us. You couldn't tell us you were back in uniform, so I'll learn.
Is there a rule as to why she can't say she's from the past?
Mr. Saru, long day.
Just gonna talk about Madam President. Get some advice.
I'm in need of advice on how best to respond to an overture from President Tarina.
That's so funny.
She asked me to join her for dinner. Socially. Well, of course.
Like Culber's face.
Do you have feelings for her?
I think perhaps I do.
That's so funny.
Professional opinion. You're being an idiot.
Thank you, Doctor, for that unexpected candor.
Well, obviously you came to him for advice for a reason.
A new DMA has appeared?
In the exact same place.
Then it would seem, like it or not.
We just made first contact.
Well, they're persistent. All right, not a terrible episode. I don't know. I enjoyed seeing Nhan again. I enjoyed the interaction between Saru and President Tarina. I don't know. kind of hoping that Tarka would be successful in launching the anti-DMA weapon, but I wasn't really expecting that to happen. I'm not saying I'm glad it happened, but I think it definitely makes the plot interesting. The realization from Tarka that the power source wasn't actually there, I don't know. It was kind of satisfying to be like, okay, well, you were a bit hot-headed and just did this thing that could have made things a lot worse, and you have nothing to show for it. So that sucks. It was definitely predictable that Tarka wasn't going to accept any compromise after having gotten that far. Yeah, before they revealed that Nhan was returning, Admiral Vance was introducing the idea, and he was like, oh, it's a familiar face. So in my head, I was like, Tilly? But then I was like, but Tilly knows Book. Like, no, at least knows him well enough. So I'm glad it was Nhan. I enjoyed seeing the inner conflict that was happening with Book. I mean, obviously it's inner conflict. How much of that can you actually see? But it was good that we could tell that he was struggling with whether this was the right decision. But he still, his worry for the death of billions of other lives was enough to keep him on that path. I like that I was able to figure out the purpose of them determining how much longer the DMA was going to be in that area, because that wasn't totally obvious at first. But once they were like, oh, it'll be a week, and then like they kind of had that sigh of relief, that's what really was like, oh, maybe that's what they're using it for, or maybe that's what they're trying to calculate this for. I did like that little moment where it was like Rhys was defending Book in a way, not really necessarily like, oh, we need to destroy the DMA, but like seeing where Book was coming from, and then Bryce showing the other side of the coin, someone who's a little less empathetic towards Book's motivations. I was a little confused about how the subspace rift had anything to do with the controller, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it now, and I suppose it's more like, well, the one that the rift that they had been in before was just sort of like leftover from the DMA traveling to a different location. At least that's my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this one was like, this is the current location. This is the rift. And I don't think they knew that that's where the controller was going to be. They were like, oh, there's the rift. And then it was like, oh, well, the controller's right there. How nice. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what Tarka's next plan is. I was going to say at some point in the episode when they were trying to make the compromise, and it was before Tarka had made any moves to launch the anti-DMA weapon, but like I think they had like just agreed to the compromise. I was going to say, like, Tarka, now he knows about, I mean, he should know about the boramite. I think that's what it's called. I could be mistaken about that as well. He knows about that now, right? I mean, if he had not been so impulsive to go ahead and destroy the DMA, he could have tried to make first contact with the Species 10C himself and asked them for some assistance with the power source and achieving that sort of power for himself. I'm not sure how much they would be willing to part with, or how much they'd be willing to assist in that, but I feel like that could have been an option. Yeah, that ending. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have the power to create a new DMA and place it in the same location it was. So, okay, so that bomb that they made, it's supposed to damage subspace, right? In a way that's no bueno. I don't know what else. But the DMA can still exist there. They didn't mention anything about the damaged subspace by the end of the episode, like the aftermath of the destruction of the first DMA. So I guess we're supposed to just assume that happens, that subspace is damaged there, and it'll make things complicated in that sector from now on, even when the DMA leaves. I think that's what I'm supposed to be concluding on my own. They may mention it in a future episode. But yeah, interesting that I'm sure they have backups of all their systems, 10C. So it's not too surprising that they would replace the DMA. But you would think that if they took it as some sort of a message, that they would be like, oh, this thing was destroyed by some man-made device. Maybe we should try and contact these people and, I don't know, see what they want, see why they did this. But it seems like they don't care. They're just mining And unless in the next episode or in the future, this new DMA is more aggressive, then we really have no way of knowing what their attitude is toward the Federation. So, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But I think those are all my thoughts for this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments. Looking forward to seeing what happens next with the DMA, with the aftermath of Tarka's actions, and hopefully I will see you guys then.